Hello, Reclaim Team. I'm very excited today because we are on the road to intentionally equipping each participant to have a breakthrough experience in their generational reclamation prayer time. So we're all working together towards that goal. And each week from here on out, last week we started by giving them the initial prayer. We gave them the notes for the prayer time in the email that Muffy sent out. And tonight, we're going to be introducing the GRA role. Di's going to be teaching it. Barbara's going to be giving her testimony. And we're just wanting to create pictures and provide opportunities for questions and answers. So tonight, our kairos will be to help them recognize the questions and the doubts that they have. So I would suggest spending the first half hour exploring what they heard in the lesson and what stood out to them and any questions they have regarding what a GRA is and how one goes about being one. There may be some emotion as some of them recognize their life has been a lot harder than the people around them because they are a GRA, and you'll want to make some room for that. And then secondly, the second half, I would recommend taking them through the generational timeline. So it's on page 7 of the prayer process. We haven't previously had this in the prayer time, or at least we haven't made a timeline and given them the opportunity to consider what may be on their timeline. Encourage them to start with the present day family themselves, right? And what they know about their family, and then what they know about generations that came before them. Most often the trail comes pretty cold after grandparents or even before grandparents, but we hope to get that much. And really be encouraging them to look for trends. We're not going to introduce the idea of the theme tonight, but that would be in a couple weeks, where they just begin to look at the trends they've identified for things that stand out, a kairos. And then we're going to encourage them to come into that trust process with God and to declare Jeremiah 33:3, call to me and I'll answer you. I'll tell you the secret, hidden things that you could not have known unless I show you. So we trust that promise. We've seen it happen over and over. We want to build up their faith to trust that process. And so just give them a lot of encouragement to do the pre-work. We've never had this opportunity before. It's been pretty well sprung on everyone. When most of you went through it, you hadn't even seen the process. So I apologize for that. That was a miss on our part. But in reality, each week, if they take this seriously, they'll come into the prayer time very prepared, which is what we want for their sake and for ours, as we're going to be trying to do this in community. So first half, what is a GRA? What questions do they have? Can they envision being a GRA? Second half, the introduction to the timeline, and just a real encouragement how helpful this can be. And if you could include a couple of examples from your own life, that would be really awesome. I'm giving you this podcast a little early in case you have questions. You can let me know this afternoon. And then finally, don't forget that we're meeting Thursday night. This is an all-hands-on-deck meeting. I'd really love it if every single person could come. I think we're going to have exactly the number that we need. So we absolutely need all of you to be able to do this for small groups of 3 to 4 with 2 people. And be praying about whether you see yourself as in the lead position or in the support position for going through the prayer. There's really not that much difference at this point. The lead position's really just kind of being the facilitator of it, and the support position is taking the notes. Although when I'm the lead, I take my notes anyway because it just helps me to keep the bigger picture in focus, and to really be interceding as they go through. So here's my reminder. If everybody comes and participates with the prayer time on the 5th, then I'll be able to be support in the background, and you could pop out of a room, talk to me about a question, and I think it's going to be really helpful, and then I'll be really keeping the space open for the revelation to be able to come. All right, that's about it. I continue to encourage you to pray for our whole team. Our prayer team is praying. Communicate what you need for your participants. Communicate what you need for yourself personally, because that's what our prayer team is here to undergird all of us. So let's remember to pray for them too, as they're undergirding us. All right, I love you all. I'll see you tonight at 6:40 Mountain Standard Time so we can have some team time before we start.